My name is Andrew Niddle. I'm a reporter with the Oklahoman and newsok.com. I'm here with Dr. Harvey Jenkins, whose practice on Southwestern in Oklahoma City was raided in late January of this year. The raid was conducted by the Oklahoma Attorney General's office along with the Bureau of Narcotics. And we're just here to kind of talk to Dr. Jenkins today and find out kind of his side of the story. You talked about it a minute ago before we started rolling. Can you kind of take me through the morning, that January morning? You know, you wake up, you know, you're getting ready to start another day. It was a nice day. Tell us, briefly, about what happened that morning.
I was at my home computer taking care of some things before I planned to go to work when I received a call from one of my employees. She was very agitated, and essentially what she told me is that you need to get up here right now. There's DEA agents out in front and they've got guns. I was there probably within 4 minutes of the end of that call. As I arrived, I could see agents in the black jackets, just like DEA agents, who were armed in front of my office. It was pandemonium. There was media there. There were reporters with news cameras, and I was shocked because I had no idea what was going on. I think if someone is in a position where their office is raided by government officials, they probably have an idea of what it's about. I had no idea what this was about. So I drove around the building to my parking space and tried to open my door, and then I was stopped by one of the agents. I believe he's a Captain or a Lieutenant Hughes, and basically barred me from entering my office. And so I had no idea what to do, so I got on the phone and called an attorney who has represented me in past matters just to ask what to do. Unfortunately, my attorney had open heart surgery 2 weeks prior to this and was still in recovery. So I was only able to reach one of her associates who connected me with another attorney who then eventually helped me throughout most of that day until I could finally get a permanent attorney who could address all of the issues that were becoming clear, which were the reasons behind, the purported reasons behind why my office was raided.
Can you kind of tell me, you knew, you must have known, you heard the news about Dr. Valek and about this big war on prescription drug abuse and all that. You practiced chronic pain medicine. You saw patients who needed painkillers in order to just live a normal life. Tell me about, knowing that and being you're a smart guy, you're a doctor, you're obviously aware of your surroundings and the society we live in here. Tell me about the feeling of practicing that kind of medicine in that climate at that time.
Yes, I was aware of what had happened to other physicians in town, but my mission, my morals, my ethics direct me to help patients who are suffering. I didn't become a doctor for any other reason than to fulfill that mission.
You have no criminal charges that have been filed against you?
No criminal charges have been filed.
The only thing that, as you said, your license has been suspended or revoked?
They have been, I don't understand the technicality. The medical board has suspended my license. That matter will be reviewed pending the legal proceedings that I have against the state of Oklahoma currently. The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics has suspended the license or it may be revoked, and that I may reapply in 2 years after I pay them a $36,000 penalty.
As far as you are concerned, you have no patient deaths, and they were trying to maybe pin one at, kind of like...
Absolutely. This is the part of the case and the situation that is troubling most to me and really should concern everyone. As a part of my care of people who were taking narcotic medications, which under certain stances can be inherently dangerous, can lead to addiction, can lead to dependence, can lead to criminal behavior, and can lead to death, I took a number of precautions to assure none of this would occur in my patient population. Thankfully, over the period of surveillance, I'm not aware of any death due to overdose on these medications. If diversion was which is basically the medicines being prescribed to a patient being sold on the street or ending up in the wrong hands. If, not being a psychic, I became aware that that was happening with a particular patient, that patient was no longer prescribed medications by me, it was no longer seen by me in my office.
You had, I don't know, how many employees did you have? How many people lost their jobs? What about you? How do you make money? Did you have to move out of your house? Tell us a bit about the impact of the raid since, and I know that might be kind of hard, so.
Right. At the conclusion of the raid, what we were told after that 6 to 8 hours of my office being unavailable to them, and after they confiscated all of our computers, our files, our servers, even some private employee information, and bank records, those types of things. They did not remove any license or suspend any license at the day of the raid. They just came in and took all of our infrastructure that we would need to continue practicing. I think where the OBN, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, and the Attorney General's office failed is that they didn't know that I had a super team of professionals who wouldn't let infrastructure get in the way of our mission to take care of patients. So within a matter of 3 to 4 days, we were able to develop a paper file system starting from the beginning, even though we had no patient demographics, no addresses, no phone numbers to contact them, and people who had been scheduled for weeks and weeks out for their visits. We had no way to know who they were or to contact them. We relied on them getting to us. So when they tied our arms behind our back, within 3 to 4 days we were back in practice serving patients who had pain, who needed their medications and who needed their treatment. When the OBN recognized and the Attorney General's office recognized, oh, we didn't put them out of business, that's when the OBN returned and said, hey, we want to take your prescribing license now. And that would obviously completely restrict my ability to prescribe medications, and that killed my medical practice. And so that was only done because they thought that they had pretty much exterminated the practice by taking all of our computers and our files and our records. When we did that, 8 employees from our receptionist, our practice manager, our nursing assistants, our laboratory assistants, all were left on the spot with no work, no income. And several months later, probably half of the staff is still not found suitable employment. My staff to me was like my family. They were people that I worked with a number of years, people of the highest moral and ethical standards who would not put their freedom on the line to cover up any type of wrongdoing. And they were the unintended victims of this campaign by the Attorney General's office. And in the process, he injured a lot of people. And so 8 employees, all of my medical spa employees eventually had to leave because the state medical board, on urgence from the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, decided since they believed that I was a risk to public safety, then they should probably revoke my license or suspend my license too, as a formality. My issue with the state medical board right now that I wish to make them accountable for is that before the allegations were proven, they acted to take my license. It was clear by that time that they did that. Some of the information that was used in the affidavit was false when it was submitted to Judge Trong. Even with that knowledge, they moved ahead to remove my license based on bad information and further crippled my ability to remain employed and to serve my patients at my medical spa, which wasn't a practice that relied on the prescription of pain medicines.
Thank you, Dr. Jenkins. A lot of information for myself and the readers and the viewers to take in, and certainly prove that there is indeed, more than one side to a story. So I'm Andrew Niddle, here with Dr. Harvey Jenkins with News OK and the Oklahoman. Thanks a lot.